Hello everyone. Today I wanted to make another Undertale Last Corridor video and talk more about the recent update. And the recent update I'm referring to is, of course, the update for the button event. The button event is something not quite new considering Adrian has done it twice before, but this is a far more interesting version. Now, will I say that this version was perfect? No, far from it. It was pretty clunky in many stages, but overall, I have to say that I appreciate the content and I hope that Adrian keeps making more updates. Some highlights of the event for me were just kind of walking around, going outside of the map, doing exploration. But then there's the other side of it, which is the downsides. Jumps that were unpleasant to do, unreasonable expectations on, oh yeah, players just need to jump off and die. That will surely do it. One step forward could have been one jump forward or one leap forward. There's just a whole load of little aspects. Like, look at this. This is not pleasant to climb up. It's clearly not designed that way, and I feel like some alterations could have been made to make it less clunky. But putting all that aside, we go into just delving into the event. Certain aspects, like how you need a VIP, don't get me started on that. I know VIPs are cheap, but come on, your main demographic isn't exactly making money. Alright, and also, but let's get into the actual gameplay. Here, we're gonna run up and kill this Sans. Some aspects that I really enjoyed, though, like really, wasn't the actual participating in the event directly, it was helping people through the event. My channel blew up through helping people with the event, and I was, for a couple hours, just sorting through comments over and over. Now, here's a little quirk. I didn't really have experience before this, and that is if you get a ton of comments, it is a pain to shift through them and read because if you do newest first or you sort by unresponded, that'll get you to a certain point, but it won't tell you replies. YouTube only will inform you of like a couple comments which might be replies or they might be brand new comments. So if there's one reply, you have to shift through every single comment to try to find the one reply. And I did do that numerous times, especially if like the master post type things where I'd pin and just respond to a bunch of people. But yeah, I had to do a lot of shifting. It was fun to see someone go, wow, you responded to me in like 5 minutes. Let's fly down here. Try to get out of danger. Or just kind of trying to craft little clues to help people, even though they weren't very understandable unless you already did it. But I got to interact with everyone, interacting with, I think there are hundreds of comments between them. Let me just like open up the one that should have the most comments. Let's see if YouTube tells me. Okay, YouTube struggles with this and telling me how many comments there are without me having to open it up. But point is, there are a ton of comments. A lot of them are me just responding to people. But either way, I think that speaks for the engagement of the event. Yeah, this one in particular, the leak one, had 120 comments. And then if you want to go to the clue one, that should have even more. And that's the other thing. The channel overall was doing insanely well. I hate that it's more difficult for me to see the dislikes to compare the like ratio. But yeah, the clue one had 346 comments on it. If that doesn't speak volumes for how many people were coming and I was engaging with, I don't know what will. And I don't know how I would do that in the future if I had anything on even larger scale. I do wish that Adrian was a little better at giving people heads up for when these events are happening. I don't even think Adrian pings people to tell them that new updates are in the game. I have to be told or randomly go. In this case, I wasn't told about the button update. I was just going into the server randomly. Normally, I don't check into the Darkwood Discord for like weeks, so I just opened up by chance and learned about this update. Like Adrian really, really needs a PR team. Like someone to be in charge of ensuring, okay, you probably have phase two, shoot. You have phase two and I didn't even notice. All right, good news is I'm still in my first life, so the way I'm going to deal with this person is I'm just going to run the clock down. I don't want to fight them. They're currently not realizing my plan, so they're regenning, which will make it way more difficult for them to run out of stamina and go into phase two. Alright, so continuing on. Yeah, Adrian could really, truly use someone to help him with that. To tell people there are updates, to tell people when updates are coming so they can plan for them. Adrian used to have like master for that, but now Adrian doesn't. I don't think anyone's really taken that slot. You have the some individuals helping, but it's not to that degree. Not sure what that force was about. I think they still haven't quite realized what I'm doing here. But again, I appreciate the content and being able to just interact with the overall community. It is surprisingly fun. It's like a little hunt, and I'm really hoping that Adrian does more events. The last big one where Adrian added like a bunch of new characters, I think it was the update Insanity got added to the game. That one was pretty nice for me, but this one, it broke all sorts of all-time highs for the channel, my personal records. And I was very happy to see my personal records get beaten. It's a sign of growth, I suppose. Getting like 30 in one day for subscriptions. Not channel memberships, of course, because that is expensive. Alright, Sans, I think you probably finally realized what I'm up to, but unfortunately for you, you waited way too long. So, yep, sorry. I've definitely seen a number of people complain about the numerous faults that I've gone into earlier, and can't really say I don't blame them for focusing more on those problems, because if you don't have like a VIP server you're joining and just a few other things to make things easier, yeah, this update could have been agony. I could not imagine doing this on like mobile. Being able to get the badge ahead of time through the easier situation was nice. Alright, that person with the stick is probably the biggest threat, since they can pack the biggest punch. Actually, that one person might be using the new thing, so I'll need to be wary of that. I heard that it can damage health characters a lot. I'm going to try to hit that person in the back. Dang. They stopped being AFK right when I struck. But honestly, that event was way more fun than any new Sans they'd add. Its single player things also largely appeal to me. If Adrian just ever decided to release a bunch of single player fights where they have little mechanics like that, improve aspects to make it less clunky, and if Adrian really wants to make it part secret, don't try to make it a major secret. It won't work. But a minor secret like Dust Nose could play out nicely. Yep, I got hit once, so I lose almost all of my health. Oh, perfect. Oh, you force nullification. Cool. I love force nullification. Force nullification is so pleasant. I think the one with the hat has given up on winning. They're just trying to intimidate me to prevent me from getting closer. They aren't actually seriously trying to harm me. See? They're just summoning bone zones and blasters. So I can focus on talking. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I feel like having more of these would seriously help the community, and I think it's what people like, considering how much people were delving into this update, like both on my channel, probably in other channels, and the Discord. And I think anyone who is planning on stepping into the Undertale Roblox scene should probably take a look at this event and see the good parts of it and try implementing the good parts of the event into their own games if they think it has merit or have a good idea to improve it. You're not going to go up and attack me. We both know you're not going to do that. See? You're afraid of death. You're not going to risk your own harm. So, as I was saying, yeah, I think that this could be a decent path for the overall community to pursue. And I'd like to see what you all think. I might do a stream, probably come out before this, but yeah, I might do a stream. And for the time being, though, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.